So have you guys seen the update on the Palworld Pokemon thing?
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, I read about it the other day.
Okay, yeah. Pocket Pair.
It's kind of like just a Pocket Pair said. They're like, hey, when we find something out, we'll let you know. And this is just the update of them letting us know.
Yeah,
Letting their community know, yeah.
Yeah, pinpointed the exact 3 patents that they're essentially being sued over. And you can go look them up. You can go look
2
up
of
the
them
patents.
are what we thought they were.
Yeah, it's like
the third one's kind of like, fuck you.
Yeah,
What's the third one?
Was the third one like riding on the monsters one?
It's the mounting the creature.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It's the way that they mount in it. I think it's I don't have not read it off the script or anything, but it's like mounting in an open field or something like
mounting
that.
in an open field.
The
like
fuck?
Climbing mountains, stuff like that. Like you can look at the patent and see all the pictures. That's what the third one was about.
Are they about to sue every goddamn exploration game out there?
That was my thought when I saw that third patent. I'm just like, I feel like this is a lot of games.
The mounting a creature in a grassland? Are you shitting me?
That's more or less what it was, yeah.
Nintendo's just about to start handing out lawsuits? Like, goddamn.
I mean, that's the same thing with the other one. It's like, I mean,
Just
the other
monster
ones are just
catching.
like monster catching and then
Yeah.
like monsters battling in a field or something like that.
I mean, those we give a pass because almost everyone, when they first saw that, went, Pokemon.
Yeah.
The mounting on top of monsters in a grassland, no one looks at it and goes, Pokemon.
No, I agree. Yeah, so patent 1 was throwing an object at a creature in open world to trigger combat. Patent
object?
2, yeah, an object. Throwing an object at a creature in open world to trigger combat.
God, that's vague.
And then patent 2, capturing creatures in the wild versus battle. And patent 3, riding and switching creature transport in open world. That's the TLDR for the 3 patents. Like,
Pocket Pair's just looking at this and going, the fuck?
yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Because like, all right, let me pull it up.
The thing
here.
is with how, like, I mean, it is what it is. Nintendo's going to do their thing.
Yeah.
It's like this.
So Zach, look,
They have their patents.
It's like they have their patents. They're gonna
scroll
they're,
there, and you can see what I'm talking about down there at the bottom, and click the
It's
pictures.
like they're gonna fight for their patents that they have.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like with what they're saying, like with what the patents are, and now we know what they are officially. It's like it really does just come down to why the fuck can you patent these gameplay mechanics?
Yeah, there are certain things that just like it just feels really stupid to patent.
Throwing an object to capture a creature in a field.
Yes,
It's like
that's so vague.
it's like the fact that you can patent something like that, they can go after whoever the fuck they want to.
Oh,
they can go
it's
after any
It's
game.
like the same in just like everyday patents. I mean, the Happy Birthday songs patent.
Well, yeah, but it's one of those where it's like patenting gameplay mechanics so that no one else can.
Oh yeah, no, that's
use
just
them.
that's just
It's like-
hurtful to the industry.
It's like it's
Yeah.
hurtful to the industry. It's like I mean, it's kind of like the same thing where we've mentioned before, like the Nemesis system. Nobody else can use the Nemesis system or anything. Kind of sucks.
but that one,
But-
I feel like a lot more is understandable because
Yeah,
it's a
that
very
one- that
specific
one's
system.
fair.
That makes sense why that is able to be
Yes.
patented. Catching a creature by throwing an object, being able to be patented is like, okay, well, yeah, you kind of fuck it over the whole industry here.
Yeah, no, because like that feels so incredibly vague, and it really is just Pokemon trying to limit any competition.
I mean, it really is because it's a specific enough that people can avoid it, but the whole fact that there's object in there makes it such a pain in the ass for anyone who wants to use it. They have to do something wild
yeah, something completely different.
because, like, with it just being object and capturing in a field, like you almost couldn't use anything. You can't because it says specifically throwing an object.
Throwing an object.
So, like, a thing that might slip under that pattern is if it's a gameplay mechanic where you have to set, like in Monster Hunter, how you have to set a trap and have that capture a monster, but it can never be thrown yet. They'd actually have to have the character go over, set the damn thing up, and then walk away.
Yep.
They couldn't, like, throw it on the ground or anything like that.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's going to be interesting to see what any sort of like monster catchers do to avoid this. Because like another monster catcher that is going to maybe come out eventually, like Dokav. Remember Dokkaev?
Yeah, I know Dokkaev.
Like, I wonder what they're gonna do. Like, you know, to try to get around this. Are they just gonna beat the monsters in submission, handshake? Like,
Well,
you're
I
part of
guess
my
it would
team
be
now?
semantics of they're not capturing monsters; they're capturing spirits.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Would that avoid it though?
Here's a question. So for Pocket Pair, like, yeah, this is gonna be it's like, yeah, clearly they're gonna fight it, but eventually they're just gonna have to pay up.
Yeah.
They're probably just gonna be able to fight for some clarity of what they are and aren't allowed to do.
Probably, yeah.
What do you think about? Because there's upgrades in Palworld where you get like the sphere launcher.
Yeah. Does that count?
Does that
Yeah,
count?
see, that's the question. Does that
not,
count?
That's not throwing it. That's
You're
launching it with a
Yeah,
weapon.
you're firing it.
So
Yeah, I
mean,
feel like that's the workaround.
that would be a type because it's patent specifically says throwing it.
Yeah.
They're not throwing it, so
They're firing
it is being fired from a separate apparatus. So that mechanic would be safe for Palworld to continue using.
Yeah. And like in terms of like them having to pay up, I don't know if like my idea of like money is skewed in gaming, but I don't feel like it's anything. Like the grand total was like 66K USD.
Well, it's 66K as the initial fine plus back pay for every day that it's delayed.
Okay. So that it could definitely rack up. As of now, the
it
base
was
is
one where it's like
66.
once they are told they have to pay, every day that it's not paid, that money
Okay.
gets multiplied.
And then the other kind of issue about this is essentially like that Pocket Pair's reported Nintendo is seeking injunction against Palworld, which would essentially halt sales until the infringing mechanics is removed from the game.
So meaning the game would no longer be sellable. Anyone who has it will maintain it. But it does bring in question whether servers will be allowed to be up.
I would probably say no, because I feel like it'd be that case of digital gaming where it'd probably get ripped out of people's libraries. That'd be my guess. Like we've seen that
Well,
happen
I mean,
before.
I don't know if they'd necessarily be ripped out of people's libraries. Just it may still be in there. They may just not be able to access servers unless you have your own private
yeah,
one.
and
Yeah.
that
'Cause
you just can't sell it anymore too.
Because
so.
it's like that's I think there might be official servers for it, but
There is.
the game itself, like creating a world to play on, and you're creating it on your local machine, and then
Yeah.
you can have a separate server to run it on, which is how we played it.
Yeah, that's how we played it. I mean, so yeah, so I mean, people would be able to do private servers, just may not be able to do.
A big official server
Yeah.
that they had for
Yeah.
Solos and other things.
No, I'll be very curious to see what Pocket Pair does. Because I'm waiting now. I was like, okay, is the game going to get removed from Game Pass? It just got added to PlayStation, or not Game Pass, but from Xbox. It just got added to PlayStation, so it's going to get removed from PlayStation, get removed from Steam. Like, I'm just curious how this is going to play out. Because I feel like just to avoid these issues, I feel like you're probably going to get like basically a Palworld 2.0, and they're just going to steadily work on a massive update to rework these mechanics.
I mean, they're gonna have to, unfortunately, because I mean, the lawsuit has been filed and passed and all that. It's mainly the injunction, whether that goes through and they have to stop sales and whatnot.
I know also for the patents, they officially got patent like this year, like literally just in September.
Oh yeah, because you put that in notes. I mean,
Yeah.
apparently the patents were finalized after Palworld World
September.
released, but they were submitted back in 2021.
Yep.
Well, that was that for the patents themselves or
Yes.
the Western version of the patents?
Okay, that's a good question.
Because
I think it was the patents themselves.
Because they had some of the patents, but some of the mechanics were still
Yeah.
being waited to be like finalized and approved.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they may not have had all of these patents
Yeah.
approved, but they did have some of them already approved.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just know the dates that I saw. I'm not sure if it was Western or just the overall patent was like submitted 2021, and like one of them was approved, I think, in like April. One was approved in like August, and one was approved in like September.
So quite possibly it was the Western ones.
Yeah. It's crazy how long patents take, man. It's a crazy amount of time.
And I mean, I guess the thing here with this case is that even if the patents themselves weren't approved, the fact that they were in the system, it's technically somewhat public knowledge sometimes with patents that you could be able to look up if it was a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully Pocket Pair keeps putting up the good fight, against the overlord of Nintendo. And I assume we will see a Palworld 2.0 at some point.
Just unfortunately with this, it's pretty cut and dry. Palworld probably gonna have to pay out and
Oh yeah,
do a big ass update to rework stuff.
yeah. Which I honestly, I would probably just do what John said and do the launcher right out of the gate. Start the game off with a slingshot.
I mean,
Does that work?
That would be what they'd have to look at. Yeah.
Yeah, just start the game off with a slingshot upgraded launcher. I mean, that would work, right? You're launching it.
Based on how the tech tree works, yeah.
Okay.
My favorite thing about this is just the fact that Nintendo really doesn't care until you get big.
True.
Because all of these mechanics were in Craftopia.
Yeah,
I mean,
It was just that game was not popular.
Yep.
I mean, most of these mechanics are probably in Tim too.
Yeah, they are.
I think
I
you're
mean,
right,
they
yeah.
pretty much all are, but it's like Craftopia is their previous game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
all
okay.
Basically, all of they made everything there and went, okay, now we know how to make all this stuff now, so now let's make another game and just do an improved version of all of this.
Yeah.
You know what's the funniest part about this is the flip flop of the community of everyone when Palworld came out back in January. It's like Pokemon, Nintendo, where you at? And now that there's actual lawsuit, we're going, man.
It's just like, Nintendo, we weren't serious.
It's like you're getting for the things we didn't care about.
Yeah. Yeah. Now everyone was wanting the designs, is what everyone wanted.
Yeah,
Now it's just these very vague patents.
on mechanics.
And again, I agree. I feel like patenting like some mechanics like this is like, I think it's crap because like these are so vague, right? Like the Nemesis systems, that's one thing. This just feels incredibly vague.
But honestly, I mean, I'm in agreement with that. But the fact that these very specific mechanics, unfortunately, are synonymous with Pokemon.
They are.
Because just about anyone, if you told them, if they have at least a superficial knowledge of gaming, and told them what you did, they'd be like, "Oh, that catching monster thing,
Yeah,
or
Pokemon.
Pokemon or whatnot."
Yeah.
Well, the problem is it's all synonymous with Pokemon just because they were doing it so well for
Yeah.
so long that nobody challenged them on it. And then now it's like, okay, well, we're not going to be in the same genre, but we're going to have some of the same mechanics.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, unfortunately for you, we've decided we're the only ones allowed to ever do this.
Use these
Yeah.
mechanics, yeah.
Eat shit, basically.
Nintendo going Yakuza again.
Oh, they did it again too. I got that in the weekly wrap up. Nintendo's always out there trying to find some money in a lawsuit.
Everyone always forgets how in the early days Nintendo were sort of gangsters.
They were. They were. They had their brothels and they had their appliances and they had, they had a lot of stuff going on back in the day that people aren't aware of. Everyone just thinks it's all Mario and Pokemon and just good times. Nah, it used to be some hard times for Nintendo back in the day.